So if you're thinking about buying a property in London, whether as an investment or as a second home, then this is going to be a great video for you because I'm going to be highlighting a flat that I helped acquire for my international buyers. Hi everyone, I'm Ugo Renze with Onyx Property Team in Keller Williams. I am a London-based property agent. I absolutely love the work that I do, and it is just so gratifying helping my clients when they are either relocating or buying a property into London. And this video is really a great highlight of the whole process and the journey and kind of all the elements that go into working with foreign investors and also them having the faith and trust in me. So I'm so excited to show this off. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, I welcome you and I hope that you'll like the content here. We put out weekly videos about the London property market and the lifestyle and why it's such an incredible place to live. So I do hope you'll consider subscribing, as I love growing my YouTube base and sharing my content with more people. And please actually refer me to someone else. If you're finding good content here, please share it and pass the link along. So let's dive in. This week I am going to be highlighting this wonderful 2-bedroom flat that we acquired at Middleton Square in Angel in the borough of Islington, and what makes it so special. So I was contacted back in February 2020 by Jay and Jenny, who live in California in the US, and they had the desire to buy a property in London, and they found me off my YouTube channel, so that was so exciting. And they reached out and had said that they were thinking about buying a property over the next in the next year. And I think that what's so great about that is we started that journey back in February 2020. They were watching my videos, coming back, dropping me emails, asking questions. And as time evolved, I introduced them to a mortgage advisor so they could look at their financing options. I also introduced them to a foreign exchange advisor who could help them in looking at, the cost of moving money, where currency rates were to the dollar to the pound, and just really tracking all that. And what I'm just so proud of this couple because they just took those months to put together their plan, their action strategy, getting the right information, educating themselves. And again, I want to highlight that buying a property, especially in a foreign country, is such a big, daunting proposition. So you don't feel like you have to, if you do reach out and have questions and want to ask about the process, it's okay that journey might take a year or a couple of years, because how many of us are really even in a position where we can buy something overseas. And if that is a goal, the bigger the goal, sometimes the longer the planning. And so I welcome you to reach out, ask questions, and just say this is even something you're thinking about, and I am happy to help you and give you as much information as I can, recognizing what a big decision emotionally, financially that is. And I want to be that partner, if I can be, that you feel you can trust and is really never going to push you in that process. So I was approached in February 2020, we journeyed along, and finally they decided to instruct me in June of 2021 to find them the property. We talked about their perimeters and what they were looking for, and we looked at definitely different parts of London. But given that we spent so much time kind of on that process, it was pretty quick that I was able to find them the right property, so that by the end of June, we had found them this great flat at Middleton Square, and we went under offer on the 28th of June in 2021. So it took about a month to find the property. And just to highlight this property and what makes this so great was Middleton Square is just this lovely, serene garden square in Angel. It is just moments from the High Street on Upper Street. And so you've got just great access to wonderful restaurants, bars, shops, amenities, theater, culture. Angel is just a wonderful part of town. If you want to know more about Angel, make sure to check out my last video on the area of Angel and what makes it so special. This particular flat was a 2-bedroom, lower ground flat in a grade 2 listed building. And I think the appeal was it had a ton of space, it had a great layout, and even though it was lower ground, it was really bright and sunny, large windows, and you had access to a communal garden, as well as communal patio space. But again, you can pretty much treat it as your own, given that you have direct access to it. So it really ticked off the boxes for them, because they were looking to buy a property that would work as an investment property, but also something that potentially they could come and use it in time over the years as time goes on. Now, the process and the timeline does start to stretch out, because unfortunately in the UK, it does, and especially in England, it can take a lot longer for the properties to actually exchange and complete. I've got great videos on the buying process, and make sure you check those out. But during that time, once we're now under offer, you have to hire a solicitor. So again, I was able to refer them to a great solicitor that has supported some of my other international clients. Once we went under offer and we had to start the conveyance process, it can take some time, and some of the issues we ran into in this situation, this flat was also great because it was a share freehold as opposed to leasehold. But as we were doing the documentation, one of the things we found out was some of the documents weren't properly recorded with the prior owner. So again, working with the solicitor that I had recommended, we were able to identify those things and make sure that they got corrected before they were, something we would be inheriting, or Jay and Jenny would be inheriting. So we really needed to get those things fixed. Also, one of the things we recognized was that how the property had been positioned in terms of some of the external space that the unit would have access to didn't actually end up being part of the demise property. And so we felt that it was kind of a breach of how the property had been misrepresented. And therefore, we were able to use that to our advantage to seek and acquire a further price reduction on the property. And again, that's part of my job, is to make sure that along the way, as we're talking and communicating and sharing information with my buyers, we make a decision of, is this something that we can use for our advantage, or make sure that in terms of how it was represented, that we make sure that we're just getting the best value for the money. And so if some external storage space that we thought was included was no longer included, then we felt that we should be in a position to ask for a price reduction and prove why, and we were able to get it. So again, that's part of my job, is to make sure along the way we're making sure we keep track of what's going on with the process. So that took several months to kind of get through all the issues. I know Jay and Jenny were concerned at times, and again, for American buyers who might be used to getting a property under contract or under offer and completing within a month, well, here the process can typically take 2 months, if not longer. And in this case, again, we went under offer on the 28th of June. We actually didn't complete or exchange. The first step was exchange contract. We didn't exchange contract till the 19th of October, so almost 4 months later, and then we were able to finally complete on the 22nd of October. So that really took about a 4-month timeline. And again, it's so important that you have someone who knows what they're doing and can keep that process moving. We were talking with the sales agent constantly and making sure that things were not sitting and lapsing, and that was my job, again, as the agent, to push things forward, but also to realistically manage expectations and let the buyers know that, things were moving. I didn't see things, collapsing. Everybody genuinely still wanted this deal to get done. Now, considering that they were looking at this property as an investment property, meaning to let it out, rent it out, we also were able to crunch the numbers for them, tell them what was going on with the rental market, estimating, given what the last tenants had been paying with the other owner, where we thought the market was moving. The great thing is, as a landlord, over the last 4 or 5 months, it has become a very landlord-dominated market right now, meaning that landlords have been able to achieve record rental rates. And so, again, that's unfortunate on the rental side if you're a renter, but certainly as an investor, it meant that we were forecasting that they should be able to achieve in excess of what the prior tenants were paying. But also we were also going to be looking to do some renovations and redecorating to make the product and the property an even better property in every single way. So after we had completed, we were now in a position where if the property was ready to, it was move-in ready, but we did want to do some renovations. And that's an extra service I also offer to my clients because, you know, it's not just enough to help somebody buy an investment property. If it needs some level of fixing up or renovating, that is also something we can help do because we want to make sure that our clients know that from start to finish, they're in good hands and are able to achieve what they want, not just the one step of buying, but if it needs renovating, if it needs fixing up, if it needs decorating and furnishing, then we can offer that as well. So in this case, some of the things that we did in terms of improving the property, and again, it was in perfectly good shape, and for some people it might have been fine, but given that we knew we had a potential of an empty property, let's go ahead and do the work such that we're now in a great investment going forward. So we changed the flooring throughout. It had kind of very cheap laminate flooring that was peeling and then the kitchen had this, you know, horrible dated tile. So we changed the flooring throughout, gave it one nice flooring throughout, a really great laminate. We painted throughout as well. We updated the lighting to make it more LED efficient, but also brighter. And then we also decorated, and in the kitchen, that turquoise colored cabinets, as you can see here, we painted them. So the cabinets were in perfectly good shape, but we thought that again, with everything we were doing, that painting them and taking them to this really pretty charcoal gray, which you can see, was definitely an improvement. We added an extra cabinet, and then we did this nice little subway tile backsplash. So again, it created a really nice decorative effect, but it's also very practical when you're renting out a property because again, if people are kind of cooking and cleaning and splattering in the kitchen, having that tile backsplash just made it much more user-friendly and could wear and keep up long term. The appliances were in great shape, so we could pretty much keep what we had, but we also did add a new refrigerator. And then finally after that, given that we wanted to offer this as a furnished flat, I also did the decorating, and we were able to put in a nice sofa bed in the living room. We created this nice accent wall in the living room as well, and just bring some nice, you know, artwork and just the right level of furniture such that it would make for a great furnished flat. And the timing worked out perfectly because actually Jay and Jenny were able to come at Christmas and check out the property, use it for themselves, and spend Christmas in London before turning it back over to me. So how did the property turn out? Well, see for yourself in this quick video.
Hi, my name is Jenny Fuchs Anderson and I'm from Menlo Park, California. We worked with Ugo Arenze to find this wonderful London flat. She helped us negotiate a better price. She also helped connect us with her network of solicitors, insurance agents, and contractors. Ugo was instrumental in project managing the renovations for this flat. And we plan to use Ugo and team to rent out this flat eventually. We would not hesitate to recommend Ugo to any foreign buyer. She was great.
So at this point, we've bought the property, we've renovated it, and as a last step, we're now actually able to put it out in the market to offer it as a rental property. And that's also something that we do. Given that it is such a strong rental market right now, and one of the things I pride myself on is really the marketing side of it. So taking phenomenal pictures, as you can see here, we listed it on the portals, and we were really able to get a lot of strong demand. So actually, we just had a great viewing day where we had over a dozen people coming, viewing the property, property, and we're pretty sure that we're going to get them a great rental offer and tie up the deal in the next couple of weeks. So this takes you through the entire journey of this buying process and why I love the work that I do so much. I love helping people achieve their goals. For Jay and Jenny, buying a property abroad was a big goal for them, and really being that trusted partner on the ground that could offer them everything, not just one aspect of it, and then they'd have to go find somebody else. Remember, you aren't even in the country, so that is so huge to have somebody on the ground that you believe can do and can demonstrate that they've done great work. And I also thank my other clients who were able to get on the phone with Jay and Jenny and talk them through some of the work that I've done, and that gave them the confidence that they could hire me as somebody capable to do the work. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it informative as to the buying process and some of the challenges that might come up, but again, how we were able to overcome them. If you are thinking about buying into the London property or even relocating as a renter, I'd love it if you'd reach out. Just ask me any questions. We can get on a complimentary Zoom call, chat through what you're trying to do, and I'm happy to help in any way I can. And make sure, if you do like this video, make sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to check out my other videos on my YouTube channel, where I share great tips and information about the London property market and living in this fabulous city. So that's Ugo Arenze with Onyx Property Team and Keller Williams. Bye for now.